Hi everybody, welcome to Facebook Live, Serenity and Sobriety with Bridget Parvin and Doug Parvin. We're so happy to be joining you this week. Thank you for all who are showing up. Hello friends. And what we normally do is we pick a topic for the week and we discuss it. Doug and I share the platform time with that. And then we ask for you to put any questions or any coaching or guidance that you would like in the questions below. Now keep in mind we keep a certain time limit of how long we could do this, and so we get to as many as possible. And then at the very end, in the last 5 minutes, we do a group reading for those who we weren't able to get to, and we really appreciate your love and support, first and foremost. So thank you so much for that. Also during the week, you may find me on the Facebook page, How to Get Your Life Back, where I am co-authoring a book with Doreen Virtue that will be published by Hay House in 2018. So that's right around the corner. Very excited about that. We're right now in the rewrite and the editing stage for those people, the friends who are asking. You may also find me on Instagram under Bridget Parvin, and my website is bridgetparvin.com. So there's many ways to get a hold of Doug and I. And Doug, your website is
12 Sound Solutions, 12 Sound Solutions.
And it's fabulous. There's a lot of YouTubes on there, a lot of things for sound healing and meditations. We do them all from here, Auburn, California.
12 Sound Solutions on YouTube is, or you can go to the website and get a link there too. But on the website page, there's subscribe there. There's a lot of video, crystal bowls and that kind of thing. So.
Yes.
If you're interested, go check that out.
Yes, and there's some beautiful meditations on there, all kinds of things. We're also available for any coaching or readings or any types of work that you would like to do one-on-one. And just know that we're offered via Skype or phone and email in those different ways. So now let's get to what we're all here for. We're here for the discussion this week of freedom through sobriety. Now, sobriety doesn't mean just putting down and getting sober, of just getting sober and clean. Serenity is actually, with sobriety, is clear thoughts and clear thinking, a soundness of mind, which I love what some people say, if you quit doing the addictive behaviors and the compulsions, what have you got left? Well, you've still got the same things that you're dealing with. And in that, there needs to be a character building and a change that transpires from something spiritually needs to happen for that void to be filled in. That's why we reach out for addictions anyway, or for tendencies to have compulsions. And so one of the things is, the most well-known thing is the 12 steps. Absolutely love them. They are the bedrock for everything. And so what they are is, they're not exclusive to just AA. They're spiritual principles that are a process used by many philosophies, psychologically, psychological type of work, and religion. So this is ancient. This whole transformation process that the 12 steps use have been used for eons, way long before we even recognized it. So just to know when we need to quit addictions, and we need to enlarge in our spiritual development. That's the key. That's the key process. And in that, it's becoming aware of our own creator, of our very own understanding. Developing that relationship with your creator is vital. And that is, my friends, that's what you call a spiritual awakening. So a spiritual awakening is necessary to help any addictive behaviors or compulsions to stop, because it's like filling that hole in the soul. And when we do that, remember, addictions cannot fill that hole in the soul. It's only temporary, and if we try, it's a void that is filling it up, and it's elusive. It can never be filled up. And so the peace and the euphoria that one gets from an addiction. So when we reach out for addictions, there's this emptiness in our core being, and we're trying to fill that up with outside things. And that is just like this hunger that can never be fulfilled. It's this bottomless pit. So I see some hearts going around. So now, hopefully it won't sound like we're 20 miles away.
So thank you guys for letting us know about that too.
Thank you. So
lack of power was my dilemma. The battery needed to be replaced.
There you go. So if you guys do thumbs up and let us know. I'm sorry that it sounded like it's 20 minutes away.
20 miles
20
away.
miles away.
So thank you for letting us know that.
Yes, thank you for letting us know. And hopefully it's working wrong now.
Right.
Okay, good. Okay. So
yes,
now in that, I don't want to go repeating it, because if you could still hear it, that's a good thing. So I won't go and repeat for our friends on Instagram that did hear it the whole time. So in this, freedom is being free from destructive tendencies is what comes up. And in that, such as guilt, fear, anger, want, resentment, and other things. So when we're practicing letting go of those things, we'll find happiness and peace of mind. And one of the things that I loved was in recovery, was that I learned one time I was in this situation where there were some discussion going on, and in that it got heated. There were some personalities, and people had egos, and their opinion was really volatile, and it wasn't very harmonious. There was a lot of disunity, dissension, and in that I was brave and had courage and spoke my truth with it, because one of my things is, just because somebody gets angry doesn't mean that gives them the right of way to have their way, and so I was speaking my truth and saying, don't get scared of this person just because of their anger. They're working the room, trying to get people to sway the vote their way. And the amazing part was, in this, I stood in my truth, and the people believed it, the truth, and they were able to speak their truth. And so in it, everybody didn't jump on the boat and go in this way. So, my mentor says people will die on a hill for their opinion. And in that, speaking your truth no matter what, and having that clear thoughts, clear thinking, and just practicing the presence of being peaceful. No matter what your road are, there's many paths up the mountain. Okay, so I love it. We live in Auburn, and we've got this main road, Highway 49, and then we've got Lincoln Way.
Now we got sound back.
Oh, good, and 80. And so I always say, if somebody's right brain or left brain, they will go approach the different directions in a different way to get where they're going. My whole thing is, no matter what, you get where you're going either direction. So there's many ways to get to the mountaintop. Find your way to the mountaintop, and don't let anything stop you. And what I love so much about that is that freedom and that beauty, because when I was growing up, one of the big things that I had was that emptiness, that hole. It felt like a cannonball blew a hole right through my gut, which I call my solar plexus, because my power was constantly taken away from me. And in that, knowing and filling that up with spirit, and knowing who I am, and knowing with that I'm a child of God and deserve everything everybody else does on this planet, then I was able to be on my path and develop that relationship with my own creator of my own understanding. And the beauty of it is, the spiritual principles in all religions and on all spiritual paths are golden nuggets. And there's the beauty in that. So sift and find your golden nuggets. And that's what we're all here for, whether it be working with spirit, whether it be with your creator of your own understanding, your angels, whatever brings you peace, follow it. And keep it in the light, keep it positive, and knowing those are the beautiful things that are the gifts to have sobriety, which isn't only quitting drinking, it's soundness of mind, contentment, being peaceful and content and comfortable underneath your own skin. Believe me, I know many people who have quit drinking, and if you lit a match, they'd blow up. They call it a dry drunk. And my mentor, I love what she says, is if that's what being sober is, I don't even want to touch it, because it's like, what kind of example do you want to be? Because there's still more work to do. It's that spiritual growth. It's not agitation. It's not discontent. It's not being argumentative. It's not being negative. And so those are the pinpoints, the bullet points that would be considered a dry drunk. And so one of the things is the beauty of it was, the thing is, if you lit a match and went like that, the thing is they're so dry that they would just disintegrate because of the behavior. And so practicing the path of spirituality is, with compulsions and addictions, exactly how we fill in that hole. And so now, after all these technical things that we've had today, we're back up and running. And I'll have Doug share his now.
Freedom and sobriety, that's the topic. But for those in the beginning, on the Facebook page, I will replace the soundtrack over on our YouTube channel, which is Bridget Parvin channel on YouTube, and all of these Serenity and Sobrieties are over there. If you've missed any of them or want to check out different topics or anything, go over to that YouTube and you can get all those. Our soundtrack was good over here on Thank You Everybody on Instagram.
Yes, so I didn't want to
so I'll pull it from over there. So anyway, thank you guys for being with us, and thank you for giving us the heads up that we weren't we were getting texts too, and it's like, so thank you guys for letting us know.
Yes.
But the freedom in sobriety, and I like the term, because we discussed things too, I think, about using the word sobriety, because we didn't want to necessarily pigeonhole it to people thinking that it's just alcoholism or something like that. But sobriety being that soundness of mind, and me being sound healing, that soundness, the stability, and that that clear thinking is very key and important. It's like something can happen, and you'll hear people say that was sobering because it's so serious or something. The depth and weight to it.
Like a sobering thought.
Like a sobering thought.
Stops you in your tracks.
So the freedom in that, and of course the freedom for me in sobriety was all of the ideas I had been running my life by were 99% of them were incorrect. So I was living my life on these beliefs, and I just believed, this is the way it is. And this example, my grandfather died from this. It's from alcoholism. My father died from alcoholism. I just thought that's the way it's going to be. I accepted that as my fate, and I just didn't know any better, and I just went forward with that false belief, and luckily for me, I found out that wasn't true. So so going back and looking at the stuff with a mentor or a group, or with people trusted, safe people that are looking for your best interest, and looking for your best interest, but also giving you the freedom to grow. And sometimes it's like, there's a joke around with a sobriety or an alcoholism. It's like you can always tell an alcoholic, you just can't tell them much. And it's like, people would tell me, Doug, you shouldn't do that. It's like, boom, I got to do it anyway. And so, that's just been, you get your, that's how I learn. Not so much anymore after sobriety, because I have the freedom through recovery and sobriety, and I can actually learn from other people's experience. It's like, okay. And the thing about it is it's their experience they've been through, and I trust that, given what they're talking about, I trust that they've been there, done that, and so I listen better I guess that would be, you know, because I've a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it. I'm not saying, you know, I've done the same thing. It's like, oh, you should do this because I heard somebody over here about it. It's like, well, that wasn't my experience, and I don't necessarily know if that's going to work for somebody or not. I'm just trying to figure this out for myself. So, you know, I like to hear other people's experience through things. You know, it's like, for example, when I got sick with Lyme disease, Bridget started a support group for people with Lyme disease, and in our area, and how refreshing it was just to see. I had problems with vocabulary. I couldn't speak. You know, my brain would go into seizure, and I would just seize up, and you know, and I could, but in my brain and in my mind, it was still functioning, but I could feel the awkwardness in the, you know, it's like the energy just shifted. And I would get self-conscious about it, and if Bridget was around, she'd say, give him a minute, he'll start back up in a minute, you know, because you got to play with it, you know. And sure enough, that would break the tension, and I would come back. And so, you know, it was a process of seeing and know, you know, it's like I could see other people doing what I was struggling with, and they're doing it. It's like, okay, I'm okay. You know, I've got this thing going on, you know, alcoholism, addictions, you know, Lyme disease, whatever it is. But if I see somebody else that's trying to get better and they're doing it too, it's like, okay, I'm not, you know, weird, or there's something not wrong with me, you know. But I felt unity. I felt a part of the community,
tribe,
and you know, I just felt a little safer, a little better. And I could get a little safer and a little better. And that's, I think, you know, that freedom is, and also, you know, we talk about Ayurveda, you know, being pitta, being, you know, alcoholic, however, you know, I was right. I was a foreman. I was a foreman of a construction company, and you know, this is the way it's going to be. And to have to live my life that way, it was hard, because I thought these ideas were the way that, like I said, with my dad and my grandfather, and you know, that's just the way that's my lot in life, and you know, nothing's going to get better. And I was wrong, and that's the thing about the freedom and sobriety. It's like the freedom comes from finding out that I am wrong.
Right.
You know, because if I'm always right, then I'm stuck to that. That's the way it's going to be.
You can't grow.
You can't. There's no growth.
You can't grow. There's not an open mind.
But here's the fun thing about it is finding out where I am when I'm wrong. And here's my little right story. And you know, and have fun with yourself. Play with it. You know, it's like catch your little quirky things, and if you like them, then keep it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you don't, then work on it. You know, it's like. And so I don't know if there's any other people out there that, you know, we'll be talking to somebody and I'm an I knower. I'm not so much anymore, but it's like somebody would say something, oh yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't know you then.
I don't know. You know, that's the whole thing about this freedom, is like I'm finding out I don't know. I mean, things that I would sworn by, you know, in the past, is like, no, that was wrong.
Oh, so
and
glad.
I can change my mind. But so anyway, I go and I did some work, and I went to the dump to take it off, and it was just like yard clippings, tree trimmings, and that kind of stuff. And I go to the dump to drop it off to the recycling or the reclamation place. And as I'm pulling in, I see there's a pile of shrubs and, you know, cuttings and stuff over on this side. And I pull in, I notice it and whatever. And I pull in, and I pay, and the gal asked me, she says, do you know where to dump this? And I was like, oh yeah, I know. And then I realized, wait a minute, I just saw that over there. It's like, no, I kind of backed up and I said, no, actually, where do I put this? She said, oh, we moved it. It's over there. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank gosh I'm not an I knower, you know, because I got. So anyway, as I go around the place and I come around, there's a guy over there and he's dumping where it used to be. There's nothing there except for his pile of stuff, and I'm like, he's an I knower. So you know, being able to have the freedom to change my mind, to be able to look at those belief systems that no longer serve me. You know, like I said, it's like I believed that I was going to die a drunk alcoholic. You know, that was just, like I said, my lot in life, and I was wrong. And along that way, I've been able to look at and get other freedoms, in my life. Just huge things, and it's so great to be able to come to, join together like this. We do this here, every Thursday, and just to, have like-minded people, and we're all just trying to grow together, grow individually and grow together, and just kind of bounce stuff off in a loving, safe, non-harmful way.
Right.
It's like we all make mistakes. I make mistakes. It's like, it's like. Just learning to, it's even the power and the battery and the microphone going out, and just have fun with it. It's not the end of the world, and this and that, and people that can say, hey,
Yes,
I
thank
need
you for that.
the angels that say, hey,
Yes.
we can't hear you. So anyway,
Yes.
I think for me the biggest freedom is to be able to look at myself, and again, that's not all in red ink. It's like, no, there's qualities in my life that I like, that I want to keep, that are, and I can emphasize those and maybe work on the other stuff. And some days, and again, here it is, allowing myself the humanness of being, in process. As long I'm still here, so I'm still in process, and some days, like I said, some days I can drive on the freeway and not even notice anybody. Some days I can drive on the freeway, oh, that guy's driving bad, or, whatever it is, or that person has, 13 items in a 12-item, store, those days are less, but I still, still have them. And so, and generally that's a halt, hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. It's one of those things, or the fear. It's like a lot of times it's fear of losing something that I think is mine, which in reality, none of this is mine. This is all my higher powers. This is all, I get to have this experience and be on this plane and share with others that are, intermingling with each other, comparing notes, and learning from each other instead of separating from each other. That's the division, and that's the ego, and that's the, however you want to look at that.
Yes.
And it's not separation, it's together. I know Bridget's done with a lot of women, and I've done with a lot of guys, inventory work. and this is, the stuff that, you're going to take to the grave and not share with anybody in your life. And we all basically have the same things. And it's like, but we're, ashamed or guilt or whatever remorse that we have from these things. And pretty much we've all done them. But we're for me, I can speak for myself. Pretty much I've done them. And once we get that out into the air, it's like going to the support group with the Lyme disease. Once that comes out in the air, it's not a secret. It's like, hey, oh, you did that, and you're not. I like you. You're not a bad person. It's like may have been something that, and especially with drugs and alcohol, we do things, and we harm people, and you clean that up, and you get to move forward. And some people don't, necessarily may not want anything to do with you anymore, or not, and you got to let that go too, because you can't keep going back and try to have somebody like you that you've harmed to make me feel better. It's like, no, let
right.
them. It's part of in the 12 steps. There's an amends process in the 9th step, and I use it like as an nautical term, like
navigational.
And to amend my course. And the thing about amends is, it's not like saying, oh, I'm sorry, because people have heard, if you're an alcoholic or an addict or something, people have heard, I'm sorry for, they're just tired of it. And so to amend my life means that I'm truly, I have regret or whatever, not so much regret, but I'm amending my process, and it's my desire and my goal not to ever do that again, to correct my course. This is the goal, this is the person I'm aiming to be. And sometimes I get off a little bit, and I'll step on the toes, step on people's toes, and they'll let me know, and then I can steer back over to, this is the person I want to be. I want to be loving, kind, and listen, and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes, I make mistakes, and I can clean those up and just keep going about that path. And the more I practice it, the less harm I can do. But that, I'm still fully capable. We've had some things show up in our life, and there is still the old guy from the past, with anger, rage, and everything else. Because you touch anything, near me or people I care about, that comes up. It comes up, and And thankfully today I have a pause button and I don't have to do some old behaviors, and I can look at it and allow the other people to grow without me interfering. So anyway, that's way enough out of me. So, like I said, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much
and your
for
patience
joining us.
through the technical difficulties. And I will get that up on Bridget Parvin on YouTube.
Yes,
channel.
and keep in mind with addictive tendencies, there's over 1,000 of them. So even if you don't identify with drugs or alcohol, believe me, there's still a gazillion other ones, such as codependency, shopping, workaholism, perfectionism, people pleasing, sex addiction, love addiction. It goes on and on. There's a gazillion different addictions. Cataholics Anonymous. That's probably one is another one.
When I got sober, I got into this. I had, it's like we're not, well and wonderful. I switched. It's like God turned mine into water or wine. Mine turned in sobriety. I ended up with 23 fish tanks in a studio apartment, and it's like I was just obsessive, Anyway,
but the
I
beautiful
had
thing
freshwater brackish. I had saltwater. I mean, it's humorous now,
but the beautiful thing is there was no room for anything else to happen, and then after you
you didn't even have to turn a light on in the house because the whole house was glowing.
I
from
love
the
it. That's before I knew him. So then after you distributed them, then we met.
Yeah.
So I would have, although I had a salt tank at the shop, so I shouldn't have got rid of the salt tank. You would have been my maintenance guy for it. So anyway, what we would love to do is answer any questions, do any readings on here. And so we'll I'll start with Facebook over here. And I see that Lisa has a question here. Lisa Bansley, hi. So glad that you joined us, Lisa. It's good to have you here, my sister. And I've been feeling like the veil had been lifted so much so that the ambiance of my surroundings look and feel like there is a literal sheer curtain everywhere. Could you do a reading for me to see if I'm following the correct path, and what is the next thing in recovery do I need to concentrate on? I'm sponsoring and service work currently. I feel in a rut though. Okay, so we're going to go for that. Oh, Lisa, thank you for joining us, and thank you for the beautiful service work that you do. It is, I just love what you do, and I love your heart. I love everything that you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm drawn with the Archangel Gabriel cards by beautiful Doreen Virtue, my friend. And so yes, the veil has been lifted. We're navigating through that, and so everything has shifted. You're spot on with that. So in that, what's coming through is meditation and prayer are key to you. So as you do this and as you're out and about, the concentration that you're being guided to do is prayer and meditation, meditation and prayer. And you will precisely know from there which things to do. You have a great way of leadership, of bringing people in, of creating the fellowship that you desire, so to speak. And so you're right on course with that is what's coming through. You're being asked to amp it up even more so be prepared for that. Keep up the good work that you're doing. Keep on rounding them up. And now I will do 3 cards. Okay. So the first card we have for you is motivation. Pray for guidance as to how to increase your enthusiasm for and focus on this project. Here it is. So what is on your heart with where you've been guided? You've got it. You've got the reins. Now what you need is your heavenly team circling the wagon is what's coming up. So you have suited up and showed up. You've picked yourself up by the bootstraps, and you're just kind of, there's more to go the distance. You're on some groundbreaking path right here. So what you're already doing with your service is going to even be worldwide. And so dot all I's, cross all your T's. And in this, the second card is ask for what you want. Clear communication with yourself, with God, and with others helps you to avoid misunderstanding and speeds up the process of answered prayers. So get your team. Get your team. You're ready. It's coming up. Get your A team. Keep that in holy prayers. Keep it in meditation. The busier you are, the longer to meditate. And get yourself a journal. Jot down your ideas. They're divinely inspired. The next card is prosperity. And remember, that comes in all ways, shapes, and forms with health, wellness, peace of mind, serenity. Your actions have resulted in incoming abundance. And that is not just material. It is what's coming through is spiritual from heaven. And so that is your mana, is what's coming through. So the amazing thing is in this, and I want to really show there's books, there's notes, there's journals coming off of the clouds. So it's not like it's gold coming off of the clouds. The thing is of the book, the nuggets, the journaling. So teach the people of the ways how you have found your freedom. So you're right on task, right on target. You're an empath, and keep up the good work. Okay, sending you lots of love, and I love always getting your messages, Lisa. And so now, why don't you check Instagram?
Instagrams. Let's see. I came on late, so it was Price.
That's Patricia.
Oh, Patricia.
Yes. Hi, Patricia.
I found my peace bridge through AA and Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Amen. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Dr. Wisdom, and yes, we need to find our own path. You know, it's funny, and thank you for putting that on there.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know, I'm a Christian. Also, and the funny thing, and here's the thing, having fun with your path. I remember when I was newly sober and I hadn't been baptized yet, and I was learning about baptism, and I got excited about it, and so I had learned about it, and that from what we know is a river baptism. So I was excited, and I wanted to have a river baptism. And the church at the time that I was going to, they were having one, but it was in a while. And so I mean, in my own quirky excitedness, I was at, near a river, and it was ice cold, and so I tried to baptize myself. Okay, I just said that out loud. Okay, but that's the quirky fun thing about it.
I never do that.
Have fun with it, and it's like, okay, that's not what a baptism is. But anyway, I ended up, doing it with the church, and it was, so anyway. But I think it's that desire, that funness. So anyway, that's the thing I'm talking about. Finding your own path, your own truth. Doing your own thing, and just having fun and laughing about it. And I think that's the joy. That's the high vibration. Is to have that. Anyway, yes, I just said that out loud.
Yes. So thanks for joining us, Patricia. Sending you lots of love.
Yes. So I'm a Christ follower. Actually, we did the same thing. We didn't know each other, and we did all this pretty much around the same time.
Yes, yeah, just in a circular motion, just different things.
So I went with the angel therapy cards.
Oh, beautiful.
So, Dorian Virtues, let's see, manifestation power. Or wait, here, let me pull them and then oh, cool. So the first card here is manifestation power. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. And here it is. It's and I love this. It's got the big yellow wings and forgiveness and just bringing that power back. And yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, and those we learn. It's attraction, not promotion. And just being and shining your light, Patricia, that's attractive. People are drawn to that. It's not, it's like, using that and by doing that, not just people, but it's that manifestation power. It's like drawing in what you want in your life and being clear about that. Like the manifestation boards or doing things like that. and moving in that direction again, with like correcting the course and doing all that kind of stuff that you will know. And the second one is, have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So here again, and I love this. She's holding the on Instagram. We're holding the little ball. It's like the power. It's like, no, let that out. Let that shine. Let your light shine, and ask for help. It's like for me, I know for me getting sober, it was finally when I was wrong and I was out of ideas actually, and it was I finally asked for help. God help me. And there's another guy I know, and he says. The prayers may not look as like prayers that we think, So he says there's a guy, and his prayer, and he didn't realize it at the time, but his prayer was, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? And he didn't realize that was a prayer. And so shortly thereafter, he ended up getting sober. So we don't know. So, ask for help. And then the last one here is vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift this fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. So here again, fear, removing the fear, and I like to call it scary fun, because it's like taking these steps in that direction that you want to go into, to be that person that you want to be. It can be scary, It's like, getting sober is scary, or clean, and changing these behaviors is scary. So vacuum away that fear, have that faith that you have, and move forward in that direction that you want to be in. It's just continuing on the path that you're going, and again having fun with that, because you have a lot of power. There's a lot of power there.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm going to go over to Facebook Live, and we have so many friends over here. It's great to have you join us. Thank you, everybody. And Lisa Raffetto, if you have a chance for a reading for me, I'm curious about my karma in relationships. What do I need to know about karma in relationships right now? Thank you. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things that's coming through for me to use, I am going to use the relationship cards right here by beautiful Doreen Virtue. And here we go. Okay, Lisa. So I'm not getting what kind of relationships these are. I'm getting a romance relationships is what's coming through. And so in this, one of the things, this is coming through with the wedding. And in that, in this picture, the guy's looking forward, and then she's lovingly devoted, gazing up at him. And in that's really beautiful. What I also see in it is that you offer a lot in relationships. And it's kind of like what's coming through is for you to speak your truth more with love. And also when a person's not receptive to that, to also be in the part of prayer and meditation, and thank you for the love and thank you for the lessons, and work on having that be transmuted with this self-growth, and keep being yourself no matter what. So don't compromise yourself, and that's what's coming up in the next card is with playfulness. So always be who you are is what's coming through. So if someone is stoic in the relationship, you just be your lighthearted self and have fun no matter what. So to recapture romance or friendship, allow your inner youthful spirit to have fun and shine. So in that, don't let anybody dull that or try to snuff that out. Be who you are. Don't compromise your values, and just stay true to yourself in that. Once again, here's that lightheartedness, that flirting, so it shows that playful fun. Just because somebody may be conservative, which is absolutely beautiful, you don't have to fit yourself to be in that relationship to compromise your playfulness and your silliness and your joyfulness, and spontaneity is what's coming through, because they need to learn how to loosen up and have fun too. So extend your lighthearted energy to others. Just don't betray yourself is what's coming through with the life lessons in the relationship. So be who you are, and we're grateful to have you here, Lisa. Sending you lots of love. And then now your turn. So we have Lisa, Patricia.
Oh, those are from the sound. Yay.
Okay. You want to get Angela?
Angela. Major shifting through my stuff to bring it to the light right now. Feeling leads to healing. Thanks for sharing, so we can all feel safe going through this. Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
absolutely.
Angela.
Thank you.
Okay.
In the shift together. So I'm going to go with Archangel Gabriel.
Okay.
I love Archangel Gabriel. Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but it says, where did it go?
Angela, right there.
Major shifting through my stuff. There's been some major shifting of stuff going on.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling it. So just, yeah.
Self-care.
Self-care is
Self-care.
huge.
911 on yourself.
Yeah.
Respiratory mask and that self-care, self-love.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Okay, Angela. So the first card I got is Writers Group, and it says create or join a writers group to gain inspiration, friendship, and support. But for me, I'm getting more so with the Writers Group is more so just to do some writing for yourself, taking notes, journaling, putting that stuff down on paper, because there's a huge healing process that comes when we put that down, take a pencil and paper, and actually get it out and see it for what it is, But taking that time for that self-reflection, and like you said, major shifting through my stuff, and I love that you're looking at the stuff. That's huge. So again, and the next card, in writing about it, there's a major process through that. And then the good thing about that is too, is like, and you can write about it, even blogging and doing that kind of stuff and putting it out there. Because here again, we find that there isn't separation. In fact, there's actually unity when we share those things. Time management is the next one. So place your priorities at the top of your to-do list, and allow distractions. Don't allow distractions to deter your focus. So here again, and here there's a picture here with sharing when going over with somebody, a mentor or something, that to go through these things, because sometimes I know I needed somebody to bounce things off of, to sift through my stuff, and to, because I might have wanted to say, oh, this is not good. And they'll, well, let's take a look at it. And the nugget of truth in that is that, you're a caring, loving person. And that's a good thing. We want to keep that, but we might want to do boundaries or something. And so it's not all in red, like I said, red ink, and take that time management for self-care. Interestingly enough, as you're moving through and sifting through the stuff and going through it, the last card here is detox time. And it says release toxins from your body, your mind, and diet. And so here again, letting that stuff go, whether it's ceremonially or, Bridget likes fire, so she'll burn stuff. and
It's a part of releasing.
It's a part of releasing, So whatever you do, it's like, find your thing in that detox and release. But again, that self-care is even a salt bath. It's like, again, to let detoxing is also letting that out through tears. It's letting it out through, I'm a big believer in sound healing, because the sound and whatnot helps move that through the body and get and release it. So then, and then taking the assets that you find from this, and again, part of that is, you know, in unity and sharing with others. And the neat thing about this is, as you're going through your stuff, you'll be able to help other gals through the process too. So thank you. And again, I can't emphasize, you know, thank you for, you know, doing that self-reflection, self-inventory, you know, because that's what it is. It's not pointing the finger out at other people. It's like looking at it inside of me, you know, what's going on inside of me.
Yes, thank you, Doug. So now we are, how are we doing on Instagram over there? We're doing good.
Yes.
So now I will come over here to Facebook Live. And we did Angela, Lisa. There was one on here I had run. It has to go in. Can we refreshen it?
Sure.
Oh, here we go. Mary Brown. Mary Brown, that's the one I found it. It moves so fast, so thank you for your patience. I'm missing my children. Can you help me with that? From Mary Brown. Mary Brown, thanks for sharing that. And so what I'm going with the Archangel Raphael cards because there's some healing going on right now that's happening, and also it's giving you a time for some inward reflection with yourself. I'm seeing this is an opportunity for you to look within in a beautiful way. In a beautiful way. It's a finding yourself such as never before. And so take this opportunity, and of course with missing the children, there is the grief, yet continue on doing the things that you love and enjoy too. And in this, just, and I know that there's not a reason why there's the missing of the children, and that's okay. There's just that heart connection, and to know that there's, through all time and through all space, you're always connected no matter what. And so what you're being guided to do right now is take that good self-care of yourself, getting the fresh air. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me breathe easier in all ways. So keep in mind with the breathing, it's also that heart chakra space. So with missing, there's grief, there's obviously loss, but keep that open. You want to keep this fluid, do some writing, be outside in nature where it's healing. Meditation and prayer are vital. They're keynote. They're your life preserver right now. So build that relationship with your creator of your own understanding to help fill in that hole. So it's that internal stuff that you're looking at. So not to gravitate towards the external to fill that hole up. Make sure of that. Spirit wants you to know that. Second opinion. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, guide me to the best healthcare professionals for this situation. So I'm getting some kind of mediation is coming through to balance the scales, to know what your rights are also. That's what's coming through as a second opinion with this. And once again, outdoors. So restoring your health, restoring all of that is vital in this. The next one is good night's sleep. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply. For I know that you are guiding, healing, and protecting me while I rest. So right now, Mary, is a time of taking gentle, sweet care of yourself, giving yourself that self-love, wrapping up your arms around yourself and not betraying yourself. And also, I'm not sure if the kids, if it's an empty nest that it is, or if it's through a separation. So either way, know that there is a season for everything, with the seasons, with the turning and the cycles, and this will pass. Just don't betray yourself in the midst of this. Really keep your sight on the light and really do that inner reflection during this time. And thank you, Mary, for joining us. So glad you're here with us and sharing that experience that you're going through. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. We had it fall down here. Okay, so that was with Mary. Renisha.
Renisha, need guidance in my relationships. So let's go with the relationship cards. Renisha. Okay. Oh.
I love our online tribe. I really,
Yes,
really do.
yes.
I'm so grateful for you guys. I've seen you, my friends on here, and it just makes my heart smile. Our online tribe. Woo woo.
Okay, Renisha, so let's see. There you are. The first card is actually New Love. And it says, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So here again, you know, the thing about it is, too, it's like also, you know, checking in with yourself, checking in with your body and your solar plexus and your, and you know, seeing if the, I like how Bridget talks about, you know, the butterflies. Is it butterflies or is it fear? You know, is it, you know, to check, you know, to move things, you know, slower. And it's interesting because the first card is New Love, and the second card is Romantic Feelings. And it says your feelings are real and worth exploring. So here again, like I said with the New Love and that solar, you know, trusting your gut, you know, trusting that intuition, your own intuition, but having and really focusing on your goals and what not, you know, what kind of person you want. You know, the sky's the limit. You know, don't put conditions on it. But being true to yourself. You know, sometimes somebody getting the romantic feelings are also, it's like, but you know, really check in with yourself. And sometimes some people aren't who they you know, present themselves to be, and trust in your own gut. And it says, and the last card here is religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So here again, you know, checking in with that, and a lot of times there's room for growth, because here again, love is the highest. You know, love is everything. So that is, who is it? Love is my religion. Somebody type it in. Bob Marley. There it is. So that's the highest thing. So love over, you know, encompasses all. So those are just, you know, minor things that can be, you know, it can have a factor in something, but with the compromise and understanding, you know, it's like I know a lot of blended families as well, and especially this day and age. So anyway, that being said. Yeah, all-encompassing. So I hope that helps.
Awesome.
Trust your guts.
I love it. I'm so happy that you guys all joined
Thank you,
today, and thank you, Renisha. So what I'm going to do is the group reading, and I have the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. And so for all of those friends who were unable to get to the reading, this is for the group reading.
It's already that time.
It is. It goes by so fast. So what I'm going to do is do 3 cards, and I want to just say I love you guys for being with us today and all of your love and support. I'm so filled with gratitude. And so the 3 cards for us are, okay. So what we've got from the Fairy Tarot cards are beautiful. The King of Spring, innovative, inspiring, wise, and theatrical. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now in unexpected supporter of your cause. So here it is right here. Everything that everybody's doing for their life purpose, it is time to toot your horn, okay? No matter what anybody else is doing, don't go looking at what they're doing. Don't go comparing yourself. Just go and find out what makes your heart sing and go about it, because people need you. Our world has so many people on this planet right now, and your work is needed. That's why you were born to do this. You signed up for this, okay? So make sure that your voice is heard. Touch the people that you were meant to touch. You will come into contact and impact their lives. So go, go, go is what it is. And I just love this. So it's time to go beat to your own drum and do your thing, is what the angels are coming through with. So the next one is Princess of Summer. Gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitations to social events. A compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So as you're embarking on this, make sure that you're surrounded with safe and loving people. You know, that you could bounce your ideas, thoughts. There is no competition. Competition is like so old news. It's so yesterday.
That's what I was gonna say.
What?
I was going to say it's so yesterday.
It's so yesterday. So I was going to say 1999, but then that would really date me. It is so 2016 is what's happening. So make sure that you have your tribe and that you're there supporting each other, holding one up, walking shoulder to shoulder with them, not tearing each other down, and just cooperation is the key. Unity is the key. And in this, we all get to help each other. That's what this world is needing. And it's that gentleness. So be sure to cocoon yourself around that gentleness. The next one is Queen of Spring. Brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. So hear it again. It's basically not that, what is that, that song's coming through? I don't want to work, I just want to bang on my drum all day. No, bang on your drum and work. It's now.
Make that your work.
It's what?
Make that your work.
Make that your work. So basically, have fun with what you're doing, because if you're to the grind all day, remember, play and fun are just as important and valuable as work. It is what restores your soul, where you will get your innovative ideas that are going to help the world and the planet right now. So make sure you're taking time to unwind, making sure that you're having time for play, and that is when your innovative ideas for the next steps for your life purpose will come to you. The creativity is just, you don't want to have it all around the clock with the working, because that creativity has to come into play. And so that is it for this week. And unless you have something to say, have fun. Let your hair down. Make sure that you're having a good time. And also being that responsible person that you are, knowing that there is a time to hang up that hat and time to unwind and have fun too. So it's what we're here for, and we're all here for each other. We love our tribe, and we're so grateful that you joined us. So we'll see you next week, same place, same time, with better sound.
Sounds good.
And thank you for showing us that there was a delay with the batteries with the sound this week. We do apologize for that, and it all worked out, and we really...
And we will. I'll put it over on the YouTube channel. Bridget Parvin will have the full soundtrack.
Oh, it will?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Somehow, some way.
And
I
Kismet,
will get it off the
and
Instagram.
Barbara, and Lisa, and everybody that, Morgan, that have all been on here. We love you guys, and Mary Brown, Shirley, and just on and on of all that joined us today. We're sending you lots of love from Auburn, California, and we will close in our usual manner. The light in us honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.